Hello friend, I am Prashant Vishwanath Dhanshetty, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering from Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today I am here to explain you about the pile foundation. So the learning outcome of today's lecture is that after this lecture students will be able to understand and know the need of pile foundation, and they will be able to understand different types of piles and its applicability. Now what is the foundation? The foundation, the lowest part of the structure which transmits the weight of the structure together with live loads, seismic load, wind pressure to the ground surface on which the structure rests, ensuring its safe bearing capacity is called as foundation. The foundation may be of two types, that is shallow foundation and deep foundation. So foundations are generally placed below ground level to increase the stability of the structure. The foundation which is placed near the surface of the earth or which transfers the load at a shallow depth is called as shallow foundation. Whereas foundation which is placed at a greater depth or transfers the loads to a deep strata is called as deep foundation. So pile foundation. So pile foundation is a deep foundation. It is actually a slender column or a long cylinder made up of materials such as concrete or steel, which is used to support the structure and transfer the load at the desired depth either by end bearing or skin friction. So here you can see the diagram of that, how the pile foundation is there. The load on the structure is first transferred to the pile cap. From this it is transferred to the hard strata. Because here for shallow foundation you are having low density soil or medium density soil which cannot have the stability to this heavy load. So pile foundations are generally used for large structures and in situation where the soil at shallow depth is not suitable to resist excessive settlement, resist uplift, etc. So these are unable, this low density soil are unable to resist the excessive settlement of the structure. Now what is the need of pile foundation or where the pile foundation is necessary? So where there is a fill or poor soil condition near the surface, and second thing where ground permeabilities or groundwater condition is very near to the ground surface. So it is very difficult to undrain or to exclude the water from the excavation for the foundation. Again, the third one is to get acceptable bearing capacity, which may be difficult to achieve in shallow foundation because due to heavy load on the structure, so we are unable to get that bearing capacity in the shallow foundation. Then fourth one is to keep the settlement of the structure within acceptable limit, which may be difficult in shallow foundation. So if there is a uneven settlement of more settlement, so there will be cracks in the structures and the structure might collapse. And fifth one, in the case where the column load is very heavy. The next case is where the foundation required will be stiffer than can be achieved with the footing or raft. So generally shallow foundation we will not achieve the stiffness which is required. So again, in the poor soil condition where ground improvement techniques may prove more expensive, when there is the possibility of scoring due to the location near the river. So if the structure has its location near the river, so when there is a flood like situation, so soil may get eroded. At that time the shallow foundation will be affected and the soil below the shallow foundation gets eroded and the structure gets tilted or it may collapse. So at that time we require pile foundation. So other again pile foundation is done where other foundations are found to be very costlier or not feasible. So even though you are having the mat foundation or raft foundation, so that is more costlier in some cases than pile foundation. So at that point we can go for pile foundation. Now types of deep foundations. So we are having pile foundation, then drilled piers, then caissons. So the deep foundation is the functional features are similar to each type subjected to an axial load. Sometimes piles and caissons serves anchor for special installation. So this pile, drilled and caisson, these are the type of deep foundation. So they are used to transfer the axial load. The difference is primarily in their physical size and method of installation. Now the types of pile foundations are based on the function or use, then again it is based on the material and the construction method. So based on function or use, you are having the sheet piles, load bearing piles, then end bearing piles, frictional piles and soil compactor piles. Based on material and construction method, you are having timber piles, concrete piles, then steel piles, composite piles. Again further it may be classified into more. Now we will see what is sheet piles. So sheet piles are used or they are used to provide a lateral support to the loose soil. So in this figure you can see, so this soil embankment is supported by this type of sheet piles. Load bearing pile. This type of pile foundation is mainly used to transfer vertical load from the structure to the soil. These foundations transmits load through the soil with poor supporting property onto a layer which is capable of bearing the load. Now types of pile based on the function. So end bearing piles. So you can see here a diagram is there for the end bearing piles. So these piles are carried up to a hard strata, whereas above they are having loose soil. So end bearing piles are used to transfer load to a suitable bearing strata, that is to a hard strata. But in case where you will not find any hard strata below the ground also, in that case the friction piles are used. So here a friction is developed between the pile and the soil. So friction piles are used to transfer load by means of skin friction along the length of the pile. So this is supported by the friction. Then you may have a combined effect. So end bearing and friction, both combined effect may be there. So combined end bearing and friction piles transfer the superimposed load both through side friction as well as end bearing. So side friction is also there and end bearing is also there, especially when the end bearing pile passes through the granular soil. And third, this one is called as compactor piles. Here the density of the soil is increased by placing the piles at near distance. So due to this, what happens, the soil get displaced. So from here the soil is displacing here and from here it is displacing to the right. So these soil particles come closer to each other and they get compacted. So that type of piles are called as compaction pile. Compaction piles are used to compact loose granular soil, thus increasing the bearing capacity. So analyze the type of load bearing piles. Here pause the video and try to write answer on a paper. So the load bearing piles are end bearing pile, friction pile and combined end bearing and friction pile. Now types of pile based on the material, you are having timber piles, further it is classified as untreated and treated with preservative. Then concrete piles, you are having precast concrete piles and cast in situ concrete pile. Then steel piles, you are having I section piles and hollow piles. In composite piles, you are having timber with precast concrete or steel and cast in situ concrete. So, precast concrete piles, these are made ahead of time, means they are casted away from the site and then delivered to the construction site on the day of installation. So, due to this arrival of the pre-made and run the risk of cracking under the pressure of installation. So, these already precasted concrete piles, you have to apply pressure on it for the installation, or you have to hammer that. So, there is a risk of cracking. So, it may be driven into ground at unsuitable angles depending upon the condition of the soil on a particular day of the construction, because if some moisture is there, it is the risk that the pile driven may not go in a right angle, it may have some angle, unsuitable angle. Then cast in situ concrete piles, so need to be made on the field by first digging a hole into the ground using a rotary method and implementing a steel support frame, and then pouring the reinforced concrete and allowing it to set to create the piles. So, it is a lot more time consuming than the precast variety, which means the project tends to require a longer time frame to carry out. Under rim cast in situ concrete piles have bulks which can resist more load. So, these are my references which I have referred. Thank you very much for watching my video.